What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another repaint video here on the channel, and this week we're going to be taking on the new Mattel Amber Collection Juvenile T-Rex. Now this guy, straight out of the box, I'm not vibing on it, but we're not going to lose hope, because with a little TLC and some wash and some paint, we can make this thing look really awesome and take it to the next level. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I first started off by taking some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and wiping this thing down, and actually ended up removing some of the paint off of his face, which I did not want to do, and it also removed it on the underside too. I didn't want the paint to come off. I didn't even know it was going to come off. So the rubbing alcohol really just kind of removed that completely. So I'm going to need to fix that real quick before I start washing this thing with the wash. So I've got two paints here that I mixed together to make sort of an airbrush paint, a very, very close color match. And I'm just going to touch up that underside real quick. That way I can get on with making this guy look really awesome. And I'm also going to put that paint back on his face too. That way he's got that nice warm skin tone up there. So I'm going to start off first by darkening his eye socket with the sepia ink that I'm using, and the ink that I'm using is the FW Daler Rowney sepia acrylic ink. Now you can use it with a brush, you can use it with an airbrush. It is a great tool to keep in your paint arsenal for your repaints. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that I love using the acrylic inks for washes and just general making things look cool. So that's primarily what I'm going to be using on the T-Rex. Now the great thing about the ink is if you do enough layers and wipe it off and add more layers to it, it will stain the plastic in a way that it really was not going to come off. And the main thing why I like to use inks when I'm doing the Amber Collection repaints is because they have all those little articulation spots where if you use just regular acrylic paint and you don't prep the model or anything like that, you go to move the joints and you'll start seeing paint scraping off, you know. And that would happen with this T-Rex if I used like a really thick paint or anything. So the inks are really thin and they have a really strong pigment, so they penetrate that plastic to where it's going to stain it the color that I want it to be, and that's a really nice dark green. So now that I've got the wash pretty much done all over the body, got it dirtied up, I'm going to go back in with some olive green acrylic paint. I'm just going to dry brush lightly the raised surfaces just to kind of bring that green up just a hair to make those details pop. And now I'm going to paint the eyeballs a nice dark yellow color. This is just a King's Gold yellow, basic apple barrel acrylic paint. And I put a couple of thin coats on there, and then I'll go back in off camera and I'm going to work on the eyeball, because since they're really tiny I need to get in there. But just a little black dot will do the trick, and then a little white light catch in there just to kind of bring some life to it and make him look alive. And I'm going to go back in with my airbrush again, real low PSI this time. And I've got some of that sepia ink in my airbrush, and I'm just lightly building up these darker stripes on his back. Same exact sepia color on this thing, no different color used, and just kind of putting them, you know, on his legs and on his back just to try to give him some detail like that. And then of course more detail on the face. Just adding little dots, little, you know, make it look like there is detail and sculpt where there's not, because his face is really smooth. There's no real sculpting going on the face or anything like that. So I'm just accenting his lower gums and adding little dots here and there. And then I'll go back in with a glaze. Now this is the sepia mixed with basically dirty paint water, and I'm just glazing it over the surface of this just to sort of blend everything together. That way it's all sort of uniform color and not, you know, one thing isn't sticking out over something else. And then I'll take my heat gun here to show you just sort of in real time, just dry it up. And you can kind of see where it starts to sort of just blend everything together and make it look uniform and solid. And he's looking awesome already. So finishing touches, not a whole lot of stuff on this guy. I'm not going to wrap painting the inside of his mouth. I did touch up his claws with a little bit of dark brown and a sepia wash over those. And then I'm just going to take some gloss and gloss up his eyeball so the light hits it really nice and just makes him look alive. So as far as painting and modification goes, that is all I'm going to do on this guy. He is done, and we'll do a little before picture here. This is him fresh out of the box and straight off the dinosaur train because he is crazy looking. And then here he is after a little TLC and a touch of Rule of Cool, because you know that's what we're all about here at the compound, guys, using that Rule of Cool and taking things to the next level. So that is going to do it for me for this video. I appreciate you all sticking around and watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found the information provided useful and it has helped inspire your next repaint. If it has, remember to tag me over on Instagram at the Jurassic Park Compound, because I always love to see what you guys can come up with. For more Jurassic related content, you know where to find me. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you around the compound.